For time immemorial, Mother Africa has tenderly nurtured all who find themselves cradled in her vast arms. Her abundant wilderness is the generous bosom from which she has fostered both the wild animals and the people that call this continent their home. And since the beginning, man and nature have moved together in a barely perceptible dance, like the rock of an infant in its mother's embrace. But after we have drunk our fill, we somehow forget ourselves and demand more than our fair share from our gentle guardian. We scorn her real value and tread violently on our own parent. But the time has come to restore our bond and heal our relationship, for wilderness again to become the source of Mother Africa's pride and bounty.
So all my life I've believed in the potential of protected areas as reservoirs of good for humanity and for human society. And I believe across Africa this potential hasn't yet been unleashed. Public-private partnerships are emerging as a solution for Africa's national parks. Nobody is yet stepping into the space of secondary protected areas. And that potential is at our fingertips. And all it requires is a dedicated, focused intervention to unlock it and to ultimately deliver benefits to Africa, her people, and her wildlife. Traditionally, these areas have been used for sustainable utilization, predominantly hunting, and as a result have been stigmatized somewhat. But with the hunting industry contracting, up to 66% of these concessions are now lying economically fallow. In the absence of responsible management of these areas, there is every likelihood that these areas will be lost to conservation and as a result will be lost to delivering benefits to the livelihoods of people in these areas. So I believe we have no more than 5 years to resolve and intervene. Even though Africa is facing chronic food security issues, the answer is not transformation of habitat through slash and burn agriculture, unregulated livestock grazing, harvesting of timber for charcoal. That is a short-term solution and delivers immediate-term gains, but ultimately will commit huge numbers of people who live in rural Africa to long-term poverty. The solution that is required is sensible and responsible management of Africa's remaining wilderness areas, where these can act as reservoirs of biodiversity, and as a result, ecosystem provisioning remains vibrant to support rural livelihoods. Africa's development agenda shouldn't be either or. It shouldn't be either development or conservation. There's every reason that conservation can be a highly competitive form of land use, especially in rural areas. We can impact vast areas of Africa's conservation estate and simultaneously deliver conservation benefits while securing enduring ecosystem provisioning for rural communities. These areas offer tremendous advantages. They are designed for private sector management and therefore will be more readily acquired in terms of the mandates that are required. They are designed for sustainable utilization, so the ability to build diverse revenue streams and build a robust wildlife economy is far greater in the secondary protected areas than it is in national parks, where really tourism is the only game in town. The lower cost of management, the greater opportunity for revenue diversity, the ability to scale far more rapidly and affordably is very evident with these areas, and therefore represents a great opportunity not only to address a massive crisis in the African conservation space, but to actually deliver a really compelling solution not only to the conservation sector, but to Africa's development agenda as well. Ultimately, we are here to serve Africa, her governments, her people, and her wildlife. We can mobilize and leverage innovative funding sources, unlock tremendous economic value, and empower and involve local communities in value chains, and essentially secure intact ecosystems for the long-term benefit of Africa and her people.
The people of Africa have always celebrated close and enduring ties to the land, with wilderness at the center of Mother Africa's past. But for her legacy to persist, Africa's wilderness needs to be the heartbeat of her future.